Hey everyone, I'm Allison.
And I'm Bryce.
And we're Better Half Reviews. And we're talking about
Rucksack.
This is a game coming to Kickstarter. It's designed by Joel David, the art is by Dan David, and it's published by Grumpy Spider Games.
Rucksack is a party game where you're improvising out of some tough situations, and you get some weird objects to try to improvise with.
Alright, so let's check it out. Set up for a Rucksack is simple. You got your scenario deck and your items deck. Give them both a shuffle and give everybody a score sheet and a pencil. Draw up your scenario for the round, and it looks like we're going to find our way out of a deep well. Whoever read the scenario card will be the first one to draw. So you're going to be drafting 5 cards into your hand, and those items are going to help you complete the scenario. The way you can draft, so you draw a card, we drew a pocket knife. So you need to decide right here and now if you want to keep it or discard it. If I keep it, I'm good. It moves on to the next player. If I choose, I don't want this, I discard it, and whatever the next card I draw is, I have to keep. So I'm going to be keeping some chalk. The next player who goes can choose to either take the top card on the discard pile or draft in the exact same way. Once everybody has a hand of 5 cards, that's when you move on to the next phase. The next phase is coming up with your story. How are you going to use all your items to avoid the scenario? You have to use every single card that you kept. After everybody tells all their stories, you secretly vote who had the best story with their items, and then you're going to play this for 2 more rounds. So shuffle up everything, and then you'll rotate who is the first player to flip out the scenario and draw the card first. If at the end of voting, the 3 rounds you end up with a tie, those players who tied will go on to do a tiebreaker round. So only those tied players will play, but everyone will vote. If you want to, you don't have to vote secretly. You can also choose to vote openly. Just make sure you decide which way you want to go before you start the game. The game does say 4 to 8 players, but you're welcome to play with more. Just make sure you have enough pencils. There's lots of different items, and they also all have captions on it. Some of the captions are pretty witty and might even be quoting familiar things to you. And there's a lot of scenarios. And that's how you play Rucksack. Alright, so that's how you play the game. Let's talk about how we feel about it. Bryce, what are some of the pros?
I think this is a pretty refreshing party game. It's maybe comparable to Apples, but it has a really refreshing twist where you're not just setting down cards, you're coming up with a story, trying to get yourself out of these situations that you find yourself in.
Yeah, I like that it's more interactive and more creative besides just like, I think this person will like this card. It's the whole group voting on it. And I like the aspect that you can do it secretly, so like no one really knows who's winning or who's not. So you don't do like the revenge vote or whatever. I really liked it. It was fun. And I also like that it's just kind of zany and silly. So like you'll get like random objects like a whistle and a net and a baby doll, and you're trying to avoid like leeches or something. It's just so crazy and so silly, and I love it. And it is just lots of fun.
Yeah, I got dealt a very bad hand of objects once, and it was like, how will you survive being stuck on a hot air balloon in a storm? And I'm like, well, I got makeup and a guitar, so I'm going to be a Kiss cover band and just ride out the storm singing songs to myself.
Yeah. And I had like poison and a whole bunch of other like deadly things. And I'm like, okay, well, but so it's just fun to get creative and just make it up. And something else I like about the cards is there's little captions underneath, and sometimes they're just ridiculous. So like I'll be trying to decide, okay, do I want this card? And I'm like, so like megaphone, eardrums are overrated, or I don't know. The tweezers, it says feeling plucky, punk. Like there's mixture of quotes and things, but with little puns, and it's just fun. It's ridiculous, and I love it. And it's quick and easy to play. Okay, so then moving over to the cons. It's a party game, so like a lot of party games, you need to have the right group.
Yes.
So if you're not with people who can be zany, be silly, be creative, and think outside the box, it might not work too well. But honestly, I think it's a pretty light game, and it works well with most people.
Yeah, I agree. And honestly, all party games kind of suffer that con to some extent. You know, they're always better when you have the right group of people that just kind of jive and have fun together. So,
And so this game, you do need at least 4 people to play it. And I feel like 4 is good. 5 or 6 would probably be like where it shines the most because you have more interactive stuff going on, more zany stories to hear. But obviously, the more people you have playing it, the longer it'll take for you to play your game. But it's still a whole bunch of fun.
yep, definitely.
So this game is coming to Kickstarter July 20th. Definitely go check out the Kickstarter page. We'll put the link down below. If you're looking for a fun, zany, silly party game that you can play with gamers and non-gamers alike, definitely check out Rucksack.
Yeah, I definitely recommend this game if you're kind of getting tired of like apples to apples or Dixit. You want to have a party game that you can get creative with and, you know, introduce to a lot of friends and have just a fun time. This is definitely a game for you.
All right, so you've heard it. We liked it. Rucksack is awesome. It's a great party game. Definitely, again, check out the link down below. And I'm Allison.
I'm Bryce, and we're Better Half Reviews.
Happy gaming.
Have fun.
You survive. Are you really leaving it there?
Yeah.
Why? Do you want to go hit? Where's the baby doll?